Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the bowfin skull. The bowfin skull is a fish skull. It is the easier one to look at because the bones are enlarged. They're not really small like they are in other osteichthyan fishes. So we're going to look at a dorsal view first, and we're going to move from anterior to posterior. Now, if you look online, you're going to see that there is some conflicting information about the terminology of the bones in the bowfin skull. You can look at one image and it be labeled one way and another image be labeled another. And I'm going to be using a terminology that is adapted from Johanson and Ahlberg in 1997, and then sort of adapted in Evolution of Stem Tetrapods by Kean in 2024, and I'll put the link in the descriptions for that. Okay, so if we start up here, anteriorly, we have the paired nasal bones. So we have a nasal bone here, nasal bone here. The small bones here, these are going to be the rostrils. So we have the rostrils and then the paired nasal bones. As we move posteriorly, we are going to hit the frontal bone. So this is the frontal bone. In some other osteichthyans and then in some stem tetrapods, the frontal can be broken up into a prefrontal and a frontal, but here we have the frontal. Posterior to the frontal is the parietal bone, so paraparietal bone. So we have the rostrils, the nasals, the frontals, the parietals. And then posterior to the parietals, these are going to be the extrascapular bones. The extrascapular bones that are going to sit over top some of the clithrum bones that are going to evolve into the shoulder joint. Okay, so we have the rostrils, the nasals, frontals, parietals, extrascapulars. Right. Now, if we take a look at what is lateral to the parietals, it's this bone here. Some people call this the dermoteric bone. It's been labeled as the supratemporal bone, but this is lateral to the parietals and is going to be homologous to the squamosal bone. So this is going to be squamosal. That's what we're going to call squamosal. Okay, which is homologous to the temporal bone in mammals. So we have the rostrils, the nasals, frontals, parietals, extrascapulars, and then here we have the squamosal bone. Now if we go ahead and we turn this laterally and we take a look at the lateral view, okay, we're going to see the premaxilla, which is the small bone right here, and then we have the maxilla bone, so this is going to be the upper jaw. We have the lacrimal bone, which is going to sit right here. And if I get the lighting on that one a little bit better. So this is going to be the lacrimal bone. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so here is our lacrimal bone. And then back here we have the postorbital bones. Okay, so this is postorbital 1, this is postorbital 2. So postorbital bones. These are the postorbital bones. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit so that we can see more of the skull here. Okay, then here we have the hyomandibular bone. The hyomandibular bone, remember this is the bone that's going to migrate and evolve into the stapes. This is the hyomandibular bone. And then we have the preopercular. This is the preopercular. Okay, then we have the opercular bone here. And then you have the subopercular. So opercular, subopercular, hyomandibular, preopercular, opercular, subopercular. Okay. Then if we come back here, we have this bone here, which is the supraclythrum. This one here is the supraclythrum. Let's go ahead and zoom in and see if we can get that lighting a little bit better here. Okay, we have the supraclythrum. Then we have the clythrum, which is here. And then you have the infraclythrum. So supraclythrum, clythrum, infraclythrum. Right? So supra, clythrum, infraclythrum. Right? Then if we look at the ventral view, what we're going to see here is this bone here, which is known as the gular bone. This is the gular bone. Okay? Then we have the sort of the dentary bone here. This is the dentary bone. And then the angular bone. So dentary, angular, dentary, angular. So maxilla, dentary, angular. Then we have our postorbitals, 1 and 2, hyomandibular, preopercular, opercular, subopercular. And those are the bones of a bowfin.